What's up, guys? Welcome back to Four Pillars. Out here in the barn with the pup today. Had to order a bunch of arrows for these two bows, my Venom and the RX5. I'm going to be cutting them down and building them. So I went with something different. Went with the Victory Rip Elite 300 spine. So we're going to get building them, cutting them down, flexing them all up, and going through that. One thing that I did off camera was I drew back to see exactly where I wanted my cutoff to be. Each bow's a little different. They've got different axle to axle lengths. So the measurement is going to be a little bit different. I'm also using two different nocks. I'm using a Boning A knock on the Venom, and then I'm going to use the Black Eagle R knock for the RX5, just because the string's already built for those two kinds of knocks. So one thing I did, I drew back and had my dad put a mark on there. So I took a look where it was at. We cut her a little long the first time, so I redrew, told him exactly where to put it, and we got that second marking right here. The difference is some old school guys like to leave that arrow cut out to the end of the riser, just because they were running fixed blades and whatnot, but we run them a little shorter. I'm running a mechanical, shooting a lot of 3D, and I want this arrow to be as stiff as possible, because if you cut it shorter, it'll be a little bit stiffer for you and stronger. So we're gonna get rolling, and we'll catch up with you here in a little bit. So just got done cutting both my half dozens for each bow. So one thing I wanted to show you is why I had to take different measurements for each bow, make sure that they were specific for the knock, is because look at the difference in the throat length, I guess is what it's called. Pretty big difference there. So you're gonna cut it at different lengths. Overall, they're pretty similar in length. I do have a little bit of a longer draw on the RX5 than I do the Venom, just because that's what feels better to me when I'm getting set up and getting anchored in. Now I'm gonna go through, clean these arrows up. I like to run a Q-tip through the shaft after cutting them, and then wiping down with some of the AAE Max wipes. That way we're getting a good clean arrow as we continue to build, put in the half outs, and then starting to fletch later on. So stay tuned. So one thing that, sorry, I got a text from the wife. One thing that I try to do when I'm building these arrows that I learned on the half outs is trying to go ahead and spin test it. And when I was running the Black Eagle arrows, they suggested before you glue it in, spin test it, see if there's any wobble, mark it, and then go from there. I'm gonna be honest with you, the half outs on the Victory rips are a little loose compared to when I was running Black Eagle. So not a huge fan of that. It's really just spinning on its own. So everywhere it feels pretty smooth. So I'm just gonna roll from there. But I don't know, you tell me. how loose is your half out supposed to be when you're running that kind of system. Okay. So we're gonna glue some half outs in. Okay, so the half out time lapse got cut a little short. The wife called. You fellas know when your wife calls, you better answer. So we're gonna move on to the fletching part. So I'm running the AAE Max 23s, high vis yellow, and then I've got the Boning 4-inch small diameter wraps that I'm gonna put together. We're gonna use the Bitzenberger jig. These AAE Max 23s, I've been using them this summer. Really liked them when I was shooting 3D. You do have to have a primer pin, so I got one of these ordered back, and then AAE Max Bond glue. I'm using everything that they recommend to make sure that these hold up the best as possible. So what I do is I like to get out a bunch of veins. I'm gonna prime them, have them clean, sitting on a paper towel, and then start fletching from there. So once I get those clean, I'll do the wraps, then fletch. So stay tuned. All right, so I got 4 out of my 6 arrows fletched now. I will give them some time to dry before we do the spin test. What I've found with these Boning A-Nox is that sometimes there's like a little bit of, I don't know, material sticking out to where I probably should have grinded that off, smoothed it out, and made sure everything was even. You can kind of see in the wrap right there where it pushed it out. Then I'm twisting the nock to line it up with the spine and my cock vane, and it kind of messed things up. But I think we're going to be all right. This is the first one I did, or maybe second one. Got to make sure you keep it in your hands. That thing is actually spinning pretty smooth. So I'm excited to see what these will shoot out of the Venom and go from there. We had a couple guests. I don't know if we caught Mom coming in. Dad came in and was seeing what we were doing. And then of course the pup back here has been here all morning, been a trooper. So I think we've got a special surprise here at the end where we're gonna have teammate Wyatt Severance fletch all of his arrows. We'll just do some fun bits and pieces of that because this will be his first time fletching all of his veins on his brand new arrows that he bought. So stay tuned for that. Thanks guys.